Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bull City Hangout 723. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham, North Carolina's online community paper, which I invite you to check out at durhamskywriter.com. I'm only reading a few things from the Skywriter, so I invite you to check it out. There's lots to read, lots of information in there. So as always, we are going to start at the school tools page. So it is lunchtime, as you know. So if you're having a hard time feeding the kids, lack of money, whatever, the Durham Public Schools is helping out with their summer meal program. Also, adults can pick up free non-perishable food supplies. So I'll read you the schools if you can stop by. Just choose the one that's closest to your house. So you have until 12:30 to get to Bethesda, Eno Valley, Githens, RN Harris, Hillside High, Parkwood, or Sandy Ridge. Then you have until 1:30 to get to Burton, Lakeview, Shepherd, Southern High, or Southwest. Alrighty, and I've been telling you about the partnership of Chicken Hut and Healthy Start Academy. So you can go through the line, get a beautiful buffet lunch from Chicken Hut as always. But here's the slick thing. They have allowed people from Healthy Start Academy to set up right there in the lobby and give away free boxed lunches for kids in need, which I think is generous and wonderful. It's a great partnership. Also, today is, by the way, that is while supplies last. So try to get there now at the latest between like 1:30 and 2. That's when they start running out. Okay, with today being Thursday, that means that Grace Church of Durham is offering grab and go meals for kids, which means you drive up to Grace Church of Durham, stick your hand out the window, they will give you a free box lunch for your child, and then you just drive on, which is wonderful. Of course, all the addresses and everything that you need can be found on the school tools page of the Durham Skywriter, which is durhamskywriter.com. Okay, I think that's it for the school tools page. No, it's not. Okay. You scroll down, there's going to be a meeting today. Let me see. Yes. The Durham Public Schools Board of Education meeting is this evening. It's going to be from 5 until 8. It's going to be online, of course. In fact, I think I have the agenda here. Let me see what's going on. So some of the meeting will be dedicated to filling, vacancy on the board in Consolidated District B. So hopefully you know what that means and where you live and whether that corresponds with you. But details can be found. You just click on the link on the school tools page. You could read the agenda and see if you do want to attend the meeting or at least know what's happening. All right, let's go to the word page. That is a nonprofit and the governmental information page. And let's see, tomorrow is the deadline for taking part in the Move Durham Transportation Study. They want you to read, they being the city of Durham, of course. The Transportation Department would love for you to read the study and give your opinions, give some thoughts. They want to make Durham or improve Durham downtown to the point where working there, hanging out there, shopping there, riding your scooter, using your wheelchair, your walker is an older person, making sure everybody's accounted for when it comes to making Durham more movable, walkable, travelable. I'm making up words here, but people want downtown Durham to be a nice, pleasant place to move around, shop, etc. So you can participate. Tomorrow is the deadline. So just go to the word page and click and read the study and make your thoughts known. Okay, quick mention, City of Durham has the Water Hardship Fund. I don't want to mention it every single day, but I do run into people every day who don't know about this. So I feel compelled to mention this, that the City of Durham can help you with up to $240 on your water bill if you've fallen behind. So don't have your water shut off. Be sure to check out the word page for what you have to do to sign up online for the Water Hardship Fund. Also, I wanted to mention, I don't want this to get by you either, and that is the DSS. That is the Durham County, where is it? Durham County Department of Social Services. Where is it? There it is. They have emergency funding for people whose jobs have been affected adversely by the coronavirus pandemic. So if you've been laid off, furloughed, whatever, you're falling behind with your bills, can't make your rent payment or your mortgage payment, DSS wants to help you out. So go to the Word page, find out what you have to do, get that paperwork together. Once it's together, make that phone call and see if Durham County can help you keep your house or apartment. Very important. And don't be prideful. I mean, you might have been flying high for a while. We've all been knocked down a notch. I haven't gotten ad revenue since March. Not that I'm crying. I'm just saying we're all suffering. So nobody's too big to get help. So if you need the help, get it, at least for the sake of your family. All right, let's see if that's it. Wait, let me scroll down to SCORE. And I've rediscovered SCORE. They used to be here in Durham. Now they're in Chapel Hill. And now that I've rediscovered them, I'm telling you about the free webinars that they're holding for entrepreneurs. Wonderful, wonderful. In fact, let me tell you what SCORE stands for. Service Corps of Retired Executives, people with knowledge about business and experience. They also have free mentoring. So check that out as well. Go to the Word page and read up on that. Now there's going to be a class today. It's called Retail Revelations, Strategies for Improving Sales, Margins, and Turnover. So that's from 1 until 2 this afternoon. So again, it's free. So click on the link, register, and attend. All right, and I think the Women's Business Center has something going on. Let's see, yes. Let me make sure. Yes, the Women's Business Center. Oh, this is going on right now. You might want to rush and register and attend this. You can always watch my show on the replay. But let me tell you real quick, happening right now until 1 o'clock, the Women's Business Center in North Carolina has a webinar. It's called Management and Practice of Remote Customer Service. Very important. So you might want to check that out. All righty, let's go to the legal page. It's called Legal Ease. And I think Legal Aid NC has 2 things going on. Let's see. Yes. Starting at 2:30 this afternoon, there's a free webinar. It's called Tenants' Rights webinar. Very important for tenant and landlord relations. So, tenants' rights, let me tell you what they'll be covering. So they will be covering how COVID-19, how the pandemic is affecting evictions. You got to know about that. Also, how to contact legal aid for help, because they can help. Emergency rent assistance, I told you about that with Durham County. There might be other resources. So again, this emergency rent assistance, and also what to expect from the court process. And as you know, the court process has changed a lot because of the pandemic as well. So again, this is Legal Aid NC, starts at 2:30, goes all afternoon until 5:30. Also, you can find out different ways that legal aid can help you, not just with tenants' rights, but also all kinds of. In fact, just read the section on the legalese page, and you can find out how they can help you. So many different ways, all free of charge. All right, let us go. Oh, one more thing about Legal Aid NC on Friday. So tomorrow morning, they have something called Free Forum Friday. And this is where you can talk about different legal aspects that are affecting your life. They might not be able to help you directly, your particular case, but they can point you in the right direction and give general advice. That is tomorrow from 11 until noon. And again, you can find out how they can help you if you do actually need help. Okay, let's go to the sports page. Okay, someone from Durham Parks and Recreation has been invited. I don't know if they can make it, but I will tell you that Durham Parks and Recreation has just started summer camp, 1 week only for 3 weeks in a row. So they're in the middle of this week, and then next week, July 27th through the 31st, and then August 3rd through the 7th. It's not free. They do have a sliding scale, however, if you have limited means. So they have 2 different age groups, 6 to 12. 13 to 17, and then they have afternoon sessions and then morning sessions. So, and it's by lottery because they want to be fair. So go to the sports page for Durham Skywriter and read up on that. Okay, let's go to the last page. It is called Let's Go. And that is the calendar of events page. The most visited page, according to my analytics. Let's see what's going on the 23rd, which is today. Oh, yeah. This is also on the legal page. I forgot to mention. The City Council will be holding a virtual work session this afternoon. It will be all afternoon from 1 until 5. So let's take a quick little peek at the agenda and see what they'll be talking about. A lot of time will be spent about filling vacancies. Carolina Theater of Durham Board of Trustees, Durham Convention Center Authority, Cultural Advisory Board, that's interesting, Homeless Services, Housing Authority, lots to know. So definitely go to the Let's Go page and read up on that. Again, the meeting is from 1 until 5. It's online. The link to join can be found on the Let's Go page. All righty. Okay, so I just told you about the tenants' rights webinar. I told you about that. Durham Public Schools, did I mention this? I don't think I mentioned this. Yes, I did. Yes, the Board of Education meeting from 5 until 8. Yes. Okay, so it's a special meeting of the Durham Public Schools Board of Education from 5 until 8. Links are on the School Tools page and the Let's Go page. Okay, as always, Desi L. Campbell, he'll have his weekly Let's Talk Genealogy webinar. That is going to be tonight, 6 until 6:30. It's free, of course, and he can teach you how to look up your family history. That's free, again, 6 o'clock. All right, and Durham for All, they're hosting the People's Platform Homes for All. It's going to be today from 6 until 7:30. They'll be discussing different topics, including the right to have decent, safe, affordable homes. That doesn't sound too outlandish. And also they'll be talking about rents that are too high. They'll also be talking about gentrification. So again, that's from 6 until 7:30, Durham for All. The link is on the Let's Go page. Okay, and happening tomorrow, oh, by the way, the link to join me is right there. You can join me at any time. I'll be reading the last thing here, and that gives you time to click and join me on camera if you have something to promote. So tomorrow morning, the Salvation Army, they're having Free Food Friday. They do this every Friday from 9 until 11. You can get canned goods. Sometimes they have like meats, drinks, snacks, hygiene items, sometimes even pet food. So be sure to take a copy of your apartment or home lease agreement and current photo ID. Also, if you happen to have a strong bag, bring that as well, so you won't have it break on you on the way home. And again, that's tomorrow morning, 9 until 11. All right, let me give you the weather report real quick. It's hot. It's 90 degrees. It's going up to 91. We might have thunderstorms this afternoon. It's awfully humid. I wouldn't be surprised. Although the sun is out right now. It's perfect right now, although it is hot. Tomorrow, having a cold spell. It's only going up to 89. And thunderstorms in the afternoon, maybe. So if you'd like to join me, that would be awesome. If not, I did invite some folks from a couple of journalist groups that I'm a member of. They might be too shy to come on camera. This is actually a good place to see what it's like being on camera. It's actually very fun. I'm a shy person, but I know that this is my job to provide information, and I've learned to enjoy this. So if you want to try your hand before starting your own show, or just, coming on camera, just to practice, maybe for later, if you think you might want to do this in the future, now's a good time to do so. If not right now, then during a later show. I do this every weekday at noon. Then I do this on Saturdays at 10. And again, this is a good, it's like no pressure. It's casual. This isn't really, if you come on camera, it won't be like a formal interview. We're just hanging out. So I invite you to think about it and just click on the link one of these days and join me on camera with Bull City Hangout. So share this out so that more people can find out what's happening today and tomorrow morning here in Durham, North Carolina. And if you don't, let me just do a quick little countdown. Ah, here's Jesse. I knew somebody was going to join me today. Let's see what's going on with Jesse. Jesse, what's new?
Hey, Pat. I'm really excited because, my interest in Geer Cemetery. It's
Uh-huh.
like the one of the oldest African American cemeteries in Durham, and it was like officially opened in 1877, but it was probably in existence before that. Anyway, the
Mhm.
thing I wanted to say about it is um, the Friends of Geer Cemetery are doing all this. You were talking about genealogical research.
Right.
Yeah, well, they're doing a lot of genealogical research on the people that are buried in the cemetery. And
Okay.
so they're going to be like connecting the cemetery to actual lives and life stories.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm really
The
excited
stories,
about that.
the stories must be told. I know they're super interesting. And in fact, let me just tell you real quick, Jesse, when I first moved here, I lived on Brant Street, where the new dormitories are over at North Carolina Central
Oh, okay.
University. And I had a neighbor across the street who, sadly, she died. And I only knew her as my friend Lynn's, I was his aunt, I think it was. I think she was his aunt. But anyway, I only knew her as this nice old lady who had Alzheimer's. And Lynn gave me a copy of her funeral program. She had an exciting life. She was like a professional bowler who had gone all over the place, and she had done all these interesting things. And I'm like, it's funny when you meet people, when they're elderly, or unfortunately when you read, if you don't know them really, and you just, see their funeral programs, you realize a lot of people have lived really interesting lives, but you don't even have a clue half the time. So I'm excited to see what you guys come up with.
And you mentioned a genealogist you were talking with,
Desi, Desi Campbell,
Bessie
D,
Campbell.
Desi. Mm-hmm.
Desi. Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering, that name sounds familiar, so I'm wondering if is that right?
Uh-huh.
Uh, didn't actually like contribute some information to the Forensic Year. So that was just the connection. Anyway,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. He every Thursday he talks about genealogy. You might want to reintroduce yourself.
Oh,
He's
me?
not. Yeah,
What?
he's not in Durham. He's in Raleigh, but still, I mean, it's close by. It's right next door. But yeah, connect with him, and who knows? Maybe it will be really hip if his organization and your organization had like joint genealogy classes.
Oh, yeah.
That
What
would
a
be
great
hip
idea. Yeah.
because he's
That
very knowledgeable and you are as well. So you might as well make a partnership. Why not?
you know, um you know about the Oberlin Cemetery in Raleigh? Have you ever?
No, you mentioned it last time you were here visiting.
Yeah, well,
Um,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. Go ahead, because I didn't know about it. No.
So in Raleigh, North Carolina, there's this village called Oberlin Village that was a community, I think, formed by ex-enslaved people
Mm-hmm.
after they uh, became free, and and there was a cemetery there. There is a cemetery there, and so it's a key to some really interesting history. Anyway, that's the whole thing with cemeteries. They're keys to interesting information about
Absolutely.
people. In the
Absolutely.
same way that a bus car or a train car or an airplane cab, I guess. I mean, every time people get together in a group, there's a whole bunch of interesting stories there, and it's so easy for us not to know that or think about that.
Absolutely. Sometimes when I'm driving up and down Moorhead Avenue, I have a cousin who lives on Moorhead. I've been really curious about the old Hebrew cemetery. It looks really, really old. And I know there's some stories in there. The Jewish community is not that well known here in Durham. I mean, I think Durham has almost always, maybe not from the very beginning, but since the 1800s at least, they've had a Jewish community and synagogue here in town, and people they just lay so low. You don't really know about them.
Yeah. Leonard Rogoff wrote a book about the Jews who settled in the South in the United States, like even during colonial times, like on,
Wow.
yeah. So, because there were Jewish metallurgists, I think, and so when the English were sending colonists over here to try and find gold and stuff, they wanted to have a metallurgist on the ship.
Okay.
So anyway,
Why not?
but also there was a mayor, Eli Evans, I think his name was, of Durham, and he was Jewish, and he wrote a book called The Provincials about the possibility that a lot of Jews came to Durham to roll cigarettes because they had experience rolling cigarettes in Eastern Europe. How about that?
Yeah, that's interesting.
How about them apples? Now that
Okay,
that just
interesting.
blows my mind. Anyway,
I'm also wondering if some of them were from like New York or something.
possibly, yeah.
I don't know, because I saw a kids show once about oh shoot, Puerto Ricans. I mean Cubans. Oh my God, Cubans. Actually, they're known for their cigars and stuff. No, this one was about Puerto Ricans. Right, this one was about Puerto Ricans that apparently some of them knew about the cigarette business as well, and they actually came through Ellis Island, which I thought was odd because Puerto Ricans are automatically American. But a lot of them, they said in the 1920s, they came on boats from Puerto Rico. Instead of going to Florida like you would expect, they came through Ellis Island and was in the cigarette business. Apparently they had cigarette business in New York. I don't know. That's why I was wondering if the Jewish people were involved in the same business in New York. I don't know. But it's all interesting.
It is. I mean, if you're interested in history, it's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there are that many people that are interested or care about history.
Are you mad?
Am I mad?
All kinds of folks love history. Maybe you don't.
Thank God.
Maybe you don't. Run into them every day. But yeah, there's a lot of people who are super fascinated about history. And I think what awakens the love for history in a lot of people is when they find out about their own families or neighborhoods or whatever. And that's another reason that everybody should learn something about their folks in school. Not just Black history, but I mean, like I went to a Black college. I went to Talladega College in rural Alabama, but we learned about everybody and the history of like Chinese people and how they're trying to hold back the Chinese in the West they have these laws where the Chinese could not use any technology, which meant electricity, in their laundry business. Because they wanted to, for some reason, I think this is a stereotype that came from truth, where a lot of Chinese people did laundry out west, and some people got mad because they didn't want the Chinese to lead in the laundry business, so they forbade them from using electricity. So what they
didn't want them to lead.
Right. So what the Chinese people did, they said, okay, well, you can't use electricity. So they perfected their handcrafted version of laundry service, and they led anyway. Sometimes when you try to hold people back, that this inspires them to dig in and do better and be more creative and clever.
Yeah, that's why, that's Brer Rabbit.
Yeah.
That's Brer Rabbit and Tweety Bird and all those little guys that are the big heroes, right?
Exactly. Exactly. It's all so interesting. I wish we could learn the history without the people are assuming, like when the Native American kids out in the Southwest, when they wanted to learn their history, and the schools said, "Oh no, because it's going to create people who hate whites." And I'm like, no, learning your history doesn't necessarily mean.
Oh God,
I
people are.
wish you can learn history without animosity. I mean, history is there; it happened. There's nothing wrong with learning about it. And I do know that sometimes it does affect people in adverse ways if they had no clue before. You know, that can awaken you and make you really angry. And I can understand that. Because I remember that happened during the first televising of the miniseries Roots. Some kids did beat up white kids because they were upset they hadn't known about the mistreatment of blacks until they saw the TV series. That's all the more reason parents should
make sure that
start teaching
knows,
their kid
right?
at the house and not wait for the schools to teach them to sanitize. Because my parents had this. How do I put this? This might sound wrong to some people, but my parents had books that showed some graphic depictions of the mistreatment of African Americans in this country. They just wanted us to be aware. They didn't say you have to hate white people, but they wanted us to be aware of our history and how bad things can get if you're not vigilant. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you can
That's
see,
smart.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't let you on my show if I hated white folks.
Right.
So
Thank you.
yeah.
And I appreciate that because I mean, I have really traveled a journey as a white person whose family ancestors, some of my ancestors were slaveholders.
Mm-hmm.
And I was taught the sanitized version of American history. Even at a Quaker school in high school,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't learn the difference between slavery and enslavement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when you enslave people, you have to keep them down.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a graduate student at Central University in history, I really started to learn about the horrible, horrible things that people like my ancestors did to just subjugate a whole group, a whole big, huge population of people in America.
Mm-hmm.
And that used to make me feel unworthy and bad, but now I think I've come to a point where I feel like my job in life is to witness that did happen,
Mm-hmm.
and to do whatever I can to make sure it does not ever happen again. And
Exactly.
so it's happening now, and that's what's so scary and
Yeah.
discouraging. But
Just got to keep up the fight, everyone, actually, because you never know who they're going after. I mean, they're going after pregnant moms out in the Pacific Northwest now, you know, with the federal troops invading cities now, you know, Portland, and on their way to Chicago, my hometown, supposedly.
yeah,
So
that's
I
and
don't know.
other cities too, I've heard. I mean, that's
Oh yeah,
what, yeah, that person up there in the executive office said. But um,
that's fascist level behavior that has not happened since for a while. Yeah, for a while. Yeah. So we have to not only be vigilant, but the wonderful thing about this era is that we have technology on our side. And we can
yeah,
communicate quite easily. At least for now we can. You never know
that
what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Um, well, there was one other thing I wanted to say if I can.
Sure.
Oh, okay. So it seems like there are a lot of people who think, white people, of course, who think that anti-racism or anti-fascism is political. And I don't think that's right, because I think if you try to save humanity, or if you are interested in the betterment of humanity, that's not, how could that be political? Unless they're,
Well, I guess it's because fascism is so often carried out by the people currently in power. That makes it political. Sure.
oh,
But
okay.
yeah, regardless, it should not be allowed. And I do hope. I mean, the mayor of Portland got tear gassed. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Of course, they didn't. They probably didn't know who's who. I mean, they're federal agents. They don't know the mayor from the mailman. So they're just They're just gassing everybody. I don't care. But yeah, so we have to be vigilant, and we must speak out and just continue to work together to what we need to do in November.
Yes.
Or actually, it's not. I'm concerned about how the voting will be carried out. In fact, there's going to be. I just got wind of a workshop that's going to be held, I believe, online, that I have not entered into the Durham Skywriter yet. But there's going to be some talk on exactly how to vote in November. I don't mean who to vote for. I mean in terms of whether we should all vote absentee or what. So I can't wait to attend that. I'll let you know as soon as I hear about it. As soon as I get the details, I'll put it in the Durham Skywriter on the legalese page.
We were talking about the post office, and that's, I think we need to have a post office if we're going to vote absentee, right?
That's true. Supposedly they're going to run out of money in about a month or so if nobody intervenes. Nobody, you mean the government. So that's another thing we have to be vigilant about. A lot of people still haven't heard about that. So yeah. So we have our plate's pretty full, don't we?
Yeah. Oh God. Oh dear.
Just got it one step at a time. My dad said that his stepfather said, "Poco a poco se va lejos." Little by little, one goes far. Just a little bit at a time. Just take on what you can handle and keep it moving, as my niece says. Just keep it moving. Just keep moving forward. Poco a poco se va lejos.
Se va lejos?
Se va lejos. Lejos is far.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Se va
we go
is
far.
one goes far.
Se
va
lejos.
lejos.
Gracias.
De nada.
I have one more thing.
Okay, and while
you have time, do you have time?
Yeah, it's getting really cloudy. I was looking for my cell phone. Yeah, I just want to look at the weather real quick because it's starting to get really overcast. How about over by you?
Yeah, I noticed it's getting darker in here.
Whoa, yeah.
What's going on?
Let's see, it's 12:35, so it's going to start raining at 3. Well, there's a 30% chance of thunderstorms at 3 o'clock. Whoa, but I didn't mean to interrupt. So what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I'm dabbering really, but I'm thinking about writing a book of essays. And I think the title of the book is going to be called Bad Reputation.
Bad Reputation. Okay.
And the essays, first, I'm looking at my list here. That's why I keep looking up. Latchkey Kids. That's going to be one essay. The visibility of the invisible is going to be one.
Okay.
Another one is going to be Fungus, which actually was the name of our dog when I was little. Fungus was his name.
Okay.
because he had mange when we got him, and he was named for that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
pretty bad, huh? And then one essay will be called "Dirty Laundry," in reference to we don't show our dirty laundry, and then one essay is going to be "Bread and Circus," and that's all I got so far that I'm actually able to share.
Sounds good.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Visit again and tell us more when you have it down on paper.
Okay, thanks.
Or is it going to be online, or what's it going to be, like an e-book or what?
Well, I was thinking of just a book, because I really need to put some time into editing. Yeah, because I'm not like one of those people that just writes things out perfectly the first time, like you and journalists do.
No, actually, this is true. This is true, and they say this of editors and writers. The secret is not necessarily in the best writing, but the best rewriting. In other words, editing, carefully going through. Even when I make Facebook posts, I proofread it before I click. You
must be very highly disciplined, Patricia.
It's all in my training. I mean, I'm a proofreader by trade.
Okay.
I was trained in proofreading, in legal and scientific proofreading and editing. That's what I used to do for a job. And yeah, you have to be very, very meticulous, very patient, but still be efficient with your time.
Yeah, I was going to say the amount of time that you must put into writing the Durham Skywriter, and then also going to find out all the information and going to the events and talking about them and making these.
I love it. I love it. You know I love it.
Do it for it's your life. It is your life.
It is. It's my life's work, and I love it. One day I'll get paid for it. I don't know when the economy is going to open back up, but I am looking for people, by the way, who want to advertise the Durham Skywriter, but I do want to wait until the economy is officially open, because it will be weird. Like, for example, I have 2 car mechanics who advertise with me. I'm still running their ads, but I feel it's unfair for me to charge them when I can't charge the other advertisers who are closed. You know what I mean? So.
Okay. Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah. So I'm going to mosey on. I just got my hands on some more information that I need to study and do some writing.
There she goes.
Put in the Durham Skywriter. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say bye and get out of your show. And thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Drop in anytime, Jessie.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Okay. Take care.
I got to figure out how to get out here now.
I got you. All right. That was fun. Okay, folks, that is it for today's Bull City Hangout for 7/23. Again, I invite you to join me one of these days like Jessie did. She was nervous the very first time, but now you see how easy it is. Once you get used to being on camera, it's really fun. I invite you to try it out with me with Bull City Hangout. With that, have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow at noon. Ciao for now.